Appreciate y'all doing this.
Probably.
And so you're not even a year old, right?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
December.
Yeah. And you've got a pretty major project going on here.
Yeah.
You bought the whole building. It's how many square feet total?
It's like 16,800 and something square feet. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then it was your idea to put into BIGGBY, I understand.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. She went out to Michigan and she loved the product and.
Oh, yeah.
I travel nursing too.
Yep, she traveled.
So that's what really attracted me. I didn't even know we had a BIGGBY
we
around the
didn't
corner
even
from
know.
us.
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
Initially.
Yeah.
So when I was on travel nursing, I would go each city I would go to. I would find a BIGGBY. And
Oh,
then
no kidding.
Found out that we had one close to us.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the brochure that's on the wall here. I hopped on the webinar you guys host for new
Yeah.
franchise for potential owners, and then I just fell in love with the culture of BIGGBY. And then I got Mike to pull Mike along.
Yeah. But you had the best idea of all, which was the mural.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Make sure you get a picture of that.
Yeah, we'll get a picture of that. And so you've been in it almost a year, and what are some of the surprises? One thing I didn't tell you is a lot of the content I like to try to produce. Some of it we'll put forward facing, like on social media and stuff, but I put a lot of it into like a YouTube channel where it's really meant for prospective franchisees to come in, get a feel for your experience. I also do interviews with super experienced owners, and just to give somebody who's thinking about becoming a franchisee kind of the flavor,
Yeah.
And so a lot of my questions kind of lean in that direction. And so like you came in, you certainly had expectations of what it was going to be like and so on. What were some of the surprises that you encountered?
Surprised as far as like what's like as far as like running a business or just the whole aspect of BIGGBY, I guess.
Yeah, both.
Okay. Well, as far as running a business, surprises. I guess being here every day, that was a surprise. I didn't think I was.
Working with your significant other on the
Yeah,
day.
exactly. That's another one. So we didn't take that into consideration.
It has its perks because
Yeah.
we're there for each other, but then also, I guess for new owners, I would say the need, if you have like other careers that you do still want to work in, probably having a significant person that you can count on outside of your, the owners.
Yeah.
So we came in, initially we didn't have a manager, it didn't work out, so I took on that role completely. But for sure, I think having someone in mind that you can mold to be able to be the person that you can count on if you're not there.
Yeah.
Because it is trying, being here a lot, and then you have to have someone you can feel comfortable letting this is like our baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm very,
Yeah.
we're actually trying to find a system right now to help out.
Yeah.
But I guess having just the mindset of knowing you will need some help, and then having a dependable person you can count on ahead of time.
Yeah. One of the things I used to talk about was, when you bring your staff in originally, you immediately have to start looking at who could step into a leadership role, right? Like they all come in as baristas at first, and then you start working on, okay, is there anybody, and if not, you try to keep hiring until you find some, because just to have somebody that has the keys, can open or close to, take care of some franchisees of ours, what they do too is they'll take the administrative stuff and they'll like assign it to people. So somebody will have to do the schedule, somebody will have to do ordering, somebody will have, run the maintenance schedule. So that you all of a sudden you're offloading all that. They like it because they get to feel like they're doing something a little bit more significant or whatever.
Okay.
All right, so if you had my job for 2 days, what would you change about BIGGBY?
I think more. We had a lot of support in the beginning, but probably someone more locally who can be a little more involved in the beginning to help you wave out. It's like for 2 weeks, but and we're understandable. People have so much on their plates already, but just probably but probably more support initially.
So that first few months was rough.
Yeah, I would say. it's like a shock just getting used to like just running your own business and the things you have to do and the time it takes and like the people you have to network and consider too, as far as like the baristas and the community and things like that. So it's like a shock, like wow, I'm not used to this. Just in a driver's seat, you don't know. When you're going sometimes, you just
or wanting to make all the right decisions in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I mean, hindsight, it's like, oh, I had to go through those things so I could learn this lesson, figure things out, you know, which is ongoing for us anyway. So
well, I was talking to a barista this morning, and I forget what she asked me. I don't know, some questions, you know, as I was interviewing her, and I said, you know, the thing that keeps this interesting for me is that we keep growing, we keep doing. So I got to grow and I got to get better, you know. And you're always learning. You know, these things, these business things, they throw you curveballs. I don't want to say every day, but
I think so.
Yeah,
you're right about that.
Yeah, almost every day.
Yeah.
All right. So I want you to, if you had pick each other's spirit animal.
Looks like polar opposite.
Yeah.
I know Mike is very dominant. I would say
I'm
he
more
likes
like
to be right.
like a lion type.
A lion?
Yeah.
Well, that's not. You're not supposed to answer.
I was going to say lion, actually.
Lion, you were.
For him, yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Sneak up on you, but strategic, I would say. Strategizer.
Yeah.
So wait and strategize and then take action.
All right. All right. A lion. Okay. And?
I think she's more of like maybe, I would have to say, a sheep. No.
You know what? Please elaborate on that. Please.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk through that one a
Please
little bit.
elaborate.
No, it was just like, I don't know, just like, I couldn't think of it. I just said a sheep though, but she more of like, wants to be the hands-on as far as like barista style type, you know, manager.
Oh, yeah.
Where
Maybe a sheep. Take this the right way. A herding dog, a sheepdog.
Yeah, a sheepdog. Okay, yeah.
Taking care of everybody, keeping everybody.
He actually, yes.
And me, I'm more as of like I lead like by telling you as far as what I need and think I can show you, but I'm more of like, you know, I want you to see where my mind is at, where I need you to do, what I need to tell you.
Yeah.
But I told him humans don't. Humans can't read people's minds.
I know, but
He thinks I'm too probably hands-on. I guess it's nursing me though. It's like, it's just
taking care of people.
It's just
spoiled, too much. And
he thinks,
like,
I need to get him a more effective leader.
Yeah.
More delegating.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
He needs me to delegate. He think
more.
Which I do feel that way, but I guess while we're figuring out our stamping and when I see things, I just got to do it, you know.
Yeah.
But I do know that that's something I have to work on as far as.
All right. If one thing could come true in the next 5 years, what would it be?
I guess as far as with the business, become more hands off. Just become more hands off and let things run itself.
Definitely have a store manager.
Yeah. So I just want to
be able to travel again.
Be
for
able
sure.
to exactly be able to travel.
Be able to leave town for a day.
The business can like run itself instead of working like in the business. Want to work on the business.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I will remind you you're 1 year in.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
You're talking to guys been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's but that opening moment. I mean, it's rough. I mean, it can be rough. It's overwhelming. It's all consuming. You were saying we walked in, you're like working 7 days a week, and yep, I know.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Sure.
I guess as far as just the Cleveland market is just how are we? I know we want to expand and all that. As far as like just growing the Cleveland market, like what are some of your ideals and like expectations?
Well, listen. I mean, I know this. I meet the owners here. They're amazing. Have you been able to connect with many other owners?
Oh yeah.
They're amazing, right? And so, you know, to me, that's the when I feel like the owners are building their own like community in a marketplace. Like we have some markets where the owners don't get along. And it's a hot mess, you know, and so, but for me, I feel like it's a good group here. You know, it feels like people are supportive of each other, and people are sharp, you know, like super sharp. So to me, that's the most important piece is building that community within the owner operators, within a community, supporting each other.
Yeah.
You know, when you start getting into like owners like having conflict with each other, and it's like, like it's so much easier if we work together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
Right. And I think that's good because I think we don't have that much conflict because we're pretty much, stores are pretty much far from each other where we don't have that much conflict. And I think what you said, like working together, I think we're stronger together if we can get everybody in our area to work together instead of individually. I think we'd be stronger and we grow much faster.
Yeah, and you know, and then density is important.
Yeah.
And so, like, to get to sort of a momentum going for the brand, it's important to have density, have stores, have a bunch of money in the marketing fund that you can allocate. You know, that's so density is important. And things are going great here. I mean, the stores are doing well, right, in Cleveland, and that's good news. You're not quite a year in. Yeah, you still got some growth to do though, right?
We got a bunch.
Yeah.
we know.
I guess based off other stores, I guess we're that growth period where you think the store just take off, where you've been in that year, you had your experience, and where the store just like running, just taking off. Like,
Well, you know,
it depends on the area too.
Well, yeah, for sure.